Hi everybody. Today I'm going to do a probably shaky video of my desktop space. I've had some interest in kind of my environment and making a video about it. So I was going to kind of go into what's in my space here. This is my sort of most of the time during the day area. It's a lovely desk that I've had since I was a teenager. And it's in our little kitchenette space. We've got... And I haven't cleaned anything. This is not Instagram perfection or YouTube perfection. You're just going to see the way it is now. And pretty soon, this desk space has gotten pretty cluttered to my liking. So very soon I'm going to be changing the cards that are in the center of my board there. Those are my monthly reading cards. And then the way the things are on my desk, they need to be consolidated a bit because I have a pretty small space here. And we will come take a look. I hope this isn't nauseating, the movement. So my desk from left to right, I like to play Guild Wars 2. And sometimes even when I'm working on something, I'll just load it up to the character screen and just sit it there. Right now it's got some really nice sort of, I don't know, deserty themed music, Arabian style stuff, so usually I'll have that just lowly in the background. But yeah, so like I said, this isn't cleaned or anything. It'll be better soon. I guess I'm gonna start with my desktop surface. Might be kind of random. There's not really a great way to zoom out and show it to you better as a whole surface, but we will see. So this desk is about 3 feet deep by 5-ish long, I think. And the crystal section takes up, 1.5 feet of its depth. And then I've got this reading space here. And it has, if I'm playing, it'll have my keyboard and mouse in it. If I'm reading a book, I'll be reading it here. When I do readings, I have different mats and I'll do them on there. But this is just sort of the way that the crystals that I've been having around me have populated the space. And, they all need their space. I'm actually going to put the stones here that are like palm stones in a dish together because I saw somebody organize them that way. And it was so inviting. It felt like, to have a bowl where each day you can just pick out a stone that's calling to you and just play with it that day. It's really nice. And then in the center here, God, I don't know how this is going to work. I hope it's not awful to look at. The 4 sort of diamond shape with the blue, the aqua at the top, and then to the, I'll just try to point. Let's see. Right here. This is sort of the beginnings of a northeast, southwest grid that I'm kind of putting together to just sit around all the time. And so you can't tell that's what that is because it's just in the midst of everything else. But I do a lot of different things here. I'm in a lot of different, a fair number of different online courses and programs and things. And so one of them, this dish of Tiger's Eye, is from a reading that I did recently, which it's a part of a template for Alana Fairchild has a course that's a year long called Soul Guidance and Spirit Mentoring. And it's really beautiful. She's done the Isis Oracle that sort of rekindled my spiritual path walk. And see if I can get this to stop jiggling. I'm just holding my tablet freeform, sorry. She's done the Kuan Yin Oracle and a lot of different things. And it's really beautiful work. And it's a course that throughout the year you learn to at first open your heart and connect in different ways to spirit and living that way. So there are different things that you do in the program that really are beautiful, and it uses her crystal mandala oracle cards and books as a a centerpiece for the things that you perform, which are called a template, and it's really beautiful. So I pulled those out for my tiger's eye, and you've got a lot of different guys here that are just kind of hanging out because they bring me joy in different ways. I've set this out because my day 7 of 7 days, 7 decks Instagram challenge is, I'm doing the last one today, even though I'm a day late. And under that dragonfly bag is my shuffled and ready and waiting vice versa deck, which the vice versa tarot has images on 2 sides of the card. So I'm I'm covering it so that I can just take it from the top without, pre kind of being aware of it. So it's waiting for me as soon as I'm ready with this. And then it's a nice little dual-sided dish that I'm starting to play with, kind of trying to get dishes that are pre-segmented that I can try to... I want to get a 4-piece dish that I can put a piece of each element in it. So like a little tea light and incense and a crystal and some water, and consolidate my elemental space in that way, because I found that I have altars in different places in the house for different purposes. Isis has temporarily moved down here from her main altar upstairs. When she had her last feast day, I moved this down, and it's just sat there, and I just enjoy it every day because I spend most of my time here because I'm with my son. And so we've got our day down here. As much as I would be a hermit if left to my own devices, that's not really my life. So all the pieces of my spirituality find their way into wherever I'm sitting currently. And it tends to rotate. I'll have, for a month or two, a space in our house that I like to work in the most. And right now it's this desk. And so this mini altar space is not left because I really like it being here. So I think I'm going to change the altar mat for it to about half as deep, and then push that back to the wall and put the Native American piece there back in my spirit room, and just sort of, get my palm stone dish, here. So this is a card that I drew on my birthday yesterday from the Fairy Oracle. So awesome. And I really like that. Singer of Intuition. So beautiful. And I set it in front of my little crystal box here. I like that as a means to kind of keep a nice space for my crystals, but I really need to, I don't know, there's always more of them that I want to hold on a certain day. And we have a 2-story house, so going up and down stairs with different crystals is just annoying. So I have these different places in our home that are little dishes, little gathering dishes. Most people have keys or the shit from their pockets, and I have crystals and jewelry that just sort of, they make hops around the house. And this dish back here is for my bookmarks, and right now it's I forget the name of the oracle. I'll see if I can put it in the description, but it had already gone out of print when I got it, and so this is the PDF printable version from the Etsy store. And I don't know if she's still doing it. She said that she was going to stop doing work with her oracle and focus on other things for her spirituality. So that's cool. I'm glad that I got it because there was some of the images were really neat. Yeah, so this is my current messy desk space, but it's very comfortable. And all of these crystals have appeared here for various use reasons. And this candle in the back was my intention candle for last year. So my 2018, just my focus on connecting with goddess energies and spirituality. So I made that from a 7-day, oh God, I can't imagine this. Are those 7-day candles? Because I've had that for a year and a half and lit it a lot. Anyway, and then you've got on the back wall one of my drawings, and I printed as a postcard. That is Dreamweaver, the god of dreams, and the webbing in his antlers is how he sort of sifts through and controls the aspects of dreams, as is his little whiskers and so forth. So I really like to draw creatures, fantasy sort of creatures. That and probably plant life are the two things that I just do naturally the best. And over here, you've got, this is my little fairy offering bag. So it's got like lavender and different crystals and things in it that I'm going to, continue to use as leaving an offering when I, take a rock or something from nature, working on my fairy craft and connection. And this is, let's see if I can keep it bright, stack of books that I'm working with, or kind of working with. That's just what that corner has taken to being. On the top you have my tarot journal. Right underneath it is my Everyday Witch Tarot, which is my current main use deck. Underneath it, I just got the book Inner Witch, and I'm only a chapter or two in, but I'm really liking it. I'm starting to connect to the witchy part of myself, I suppose. I've ignored it for a really long time, and there's aspects of witchcraft practice that don't feel like they're really my spirituality, but I've realized that it's also because I don't have a good connection to my own willpower and enacting what I want in the world. I've been much more of a passive type of person. And so I'm examining the psychological aspects of that, the history aspects of it, the plethora of ways in which witchcraft does actually manifest itself in my life constantly. I'm always doing things with energy and connecting with, my guides and nature and different aspects and the elements and all sorts of things. And yet that key of spell casting is something that I never really connected with when I was younger and looked into, Wicca and different things. It felt artificially ritualized for me. And so I stopped looking into it, thinking, okay, well, that's not really me. And I still don't know how I will end up connecting with it, but I've started a journey on examining it for myself in terms of, is that because I've had a really hard time with my own willpower and believing that being a living creature, you have the right to try to make the world what you need it to be. I don't know. I've always been a much more take it as it comes, live and let live. I will always be a live and let live person. So I don't mean anything. I do know myself well enough to know that anything that focuses energy against others is way outside my wheelhouse. That's not something that's going to be anything for me. But anyway, long ass tangent. Yeah. So thanks for watching my third video on how to make YouTube videos. Next book down is my personal journal. It's my sort of heart journal. I bought this book at the behest of my heart's wishes to just have a book to write in. And before this, every journal I've ever made, every book I've ever had, and there's a lot, have a very specific theme, a very specific layout, really type A kind of books. And this was whatever the hell I want to put in it goes in it. And I really enjoy it. Next is The Medicine Wheel, which was recommended to me, and it's really neat. It's a Native American sort of zodiac system that what I've read of it so far is it speaks very accurately to me. Energy Speaks below it is Lee Harris's new book, and I really love his monthly work. I watched his videos, his free energy updates for maybe 6 months until they had a promotion to try his Portals Club, his Portal member club, for free for a month, and I really fell in love with it. How in depth his videos and MP3s go into different topics. I love the way he speaks about different things. It's very much, I am one of those people that his message is for. It's very loving and very how to connect with purpose. So I recommend his stuff if you even just look him up on YouTube and look into his energy updates. I like them. Holistic Tarot underneath it. Holy God, that book is thick. It's very cool. It's sort of temporarily there long term because I got it at a recommendation and it is very in depth. I'm gonna have to take it, slowly. I love Benebell Wynn's is it Spirit Keeper Tarot, I think. It's very, I don't have it. I wanted to get the original version and I discovered it too late. And somehow the sepia tone of the new one doesn't really do it for me. So I'm just glad to not spend another chunk of money on something right now. So I'm sitting with that. That's fine. If the original one ever falls into my lap, I'll be happy with that. But her book here is basically a textbook about, her view of tarot and different methods. So that's really cool. And I've got 78 Degrees of Wisdom in the drawer below it, which I'll show you in a second because that's kind of fun. A bunch of mail that I should look at. Obviously, I'm paying attention to it. And then underneath that is the 2019 tarot calendar from Llewellyn that I would hang if I had any space on my walls. There's a window. Then I guess I could put it up there, but I wouldn't be able to read it. Oh, yes. And then our ceiling needs to be fixed. So we actually, when it got damaged, we like the color and the sort of rough look of it. So we've sort of left it so far. Eventually we'll get to it, but it's kind of neat. Sort of loft-like. So it is not just purely a lazy thing. We actually enjoy it. And we're lazy. Okay, so let's do, since I'm up here and I don't want to give everybody seizures, we're going to do it up here. So little Target shelf. They're $3 or $5. You can't beat that. Some of my animal guys that have made their way down here. Again, I'll make a video about my spirit room and gonna take a tour. Oh, and yeah, there's on the shelf as well above. Print of the Strength card, which I love, from the Hidden Realm Tarot. It's just one realm. I said it wrong so many times. I keep thinking it's Hidden Realms. It is not. It's Hidden Realm, and it's like my favorite deck. This painting here, I'm not done with it. It just kind of, I'm the kind of perfectionist that used to really get on myself if I didn't think my art was perfect, and I'm getting over that. So I just kind of did a color play painting one day, and this is where I got to with it. I like it. I mean, I like the energy of it. And let's see. So here are my notes on the wall about things to do. We've got right now, it's my coursework, which I watched all the decompression videos, so that's awesome. The first semester, if you will, of the course for the soul guidance and spirit mentoring is now complete, and there's 4 throughout the year. So now it'll be about a month between where we just chill, regather our energy, keep doing whatever we want to do. And then the Lee Harris portal stuff, I wanted to catch up on that. I'm also taking the certified card reader course from Hay House. And while I don't give a shit about being certified to do something intuitive, and I don't ever intend to have that logo on anything because it doesn't mean anything to me, it's really interesting and a really beautiful opening of the experience of tarot and kind of how to relate to the cards in different ways and what it can mean for you. So I'm really liking it. And when I bought it, I was like, yeah, I don't care about the certification. What I care about is these very intelligent people conveying the methods of tarot for themselves in a really nice way. So I recommend that too. I don't know if it's still available. I get all these emails about courses that I could take, and they have free, webinars for a day or a week or whatever. And then at the end, they'll say, hey, if you want to learn more, pay us money. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. and then some different, I need to catch up on my subscriptions on YouTube. I love different people. I think it's Supportive Tarot. I haven't seen a full video of it yet because I have so few moments that I'm like watching YouTube lately that it feels like the only thing that I do is watch Simon's Cat with my son and occasionally catch one of the Hermit's Cave videos, because that's sort of my foundation of tarot YouTube. I really like his work, and it's kind of become a very, like a grounding kind of, well, let's chat. So there are people that I've discovered from his channel that I really want to get into their work, and I keep finding I don't have any time. So I will get to various things. And then the bottom right corner is just like, books I want to read and stuff. I hope this isn't incredibly boring. I love watching videos like this. And I just put it on in the background, and it's just like company. So I sort of assume that videos on my channel will become the same thing. People that are into this kind of YouTubing will enjoy it. A couple of decks. So I just got Witch's Wisdom Oracle from my best friend last night for my birthday. I turned 40, hell yeah. And so it's up there. And then the top box is actually my favorite Oracle in ever. And it's the Galactic Heritage cards. I'm sure a lot of people think that's crazy, but I'm totally of the Starseed mentality. I'll have different videos on that. I'll probably do a walkthrough of the cards, although Lissa Royal, the creator of them, has various YouTube videos that she's put up to explain each card. It's a really, to me, the messages of the cards are absolutely in line with my sense of unity as the goal of spirituality, sort of, not the interim goals. We all have different interim goals of where we're at. But to me, separation is the illusion of being alive. And then, if you focus on it, learn different things, you start to really see the oneness. And those cards absolutely speak to that for me. So I really like that. And the alien stuff doesn't bother me at all. I really get into that. So then you've got Everyday Witch. So these are the guidebooks for the various decks that I have down here. I have a lot of decks. This is, I don't know, a little piece of what I've got that, again, like my crystals and everything else, have worked their way down here for me to use. And yeah, so I like to put them in bags. I've made some of these bags, other ones I've bought. I love to buy, even though I create them myself, I love to buy them from other people because I love the connection of supporting other artists, and I like to see how people do things. It's pretty cool. Let's see if I can actually move this one-handed. All like this is a really beautiful necklace made of shed antler, and I'll try to, there's so many things here from so many different creators that putting all the links might be difficult, but I will try. I'll see what I can do. In this deck, in this drawer here, and got a few more. I'm going to do a past life reading. I meant to do it on my birthday, and then I ran out of time. With this deck that I got from Simon on Hermit's Cave, had talked about it, and I was just like, hey, I really like that. So, is that even the right way? Yeah, this deck here. They have an eBay page, and then there's various trinkets in this drawer. Yeah, whatever, it's invisible. It's just little things that I thought I would have on my reading mat when I did readings, and my readings have become incredibly practical. I hardly ever set up a precious space. I just do it where I'm at. A little drawer here, I'll show you now. This is like incense and stuff, whatever kind of that. And then this drawer, this is my tarot library shelf. I've got more books upstairs. I used to have a library's worth of books, and I basically cut them in half whenever I can, because it's not reasonable how many books I used to have. So this is the tarot books that I've been working with, and journals and stuff and no, I'll try to figure out how to do a better like look through. But some altar cloths and things like that in here. And my little stand for when I'm doing the desktop videos. What else? Okay. These are the cards that Simon drew for me in my... Let's see if it's going to work. Maybe. There we go. I did a reading with Simon from the Hermit's Cave, and it was really neat. He did a video reading, and it was put up on YouTube as a private video, and it was really nice. Like, it had all of his good juju in it, and it was lovely. So as a way to remember the cards, I hung them up here. And it's neat to occasionally see them and go, oh, yeah, that makes sense right there, too. That's one of those moments. I have different pins on my board. I have various friends that are absolutely obsessed with... I'm so sorry. I have various friends that are obsessed with pins. And I've always resisted that addiction until I realized that I could put them on my bulletin board and use them as thumbtacks. And then I was like, well, crap. I won't go into all this. I think everybody's going to be like, geez, our videos are long. All right, let's see. So under here, we've got some art that I really enjoy in various places. Some gifts I've been given that are really meaningful to me. We've got Bloodoweth, her card from the Goddess Oracle there. And while I don't subscribe to the her message is betrayal, I really like that card. You got Whale Spirit. Up in the top right, you've got Isis and St. Michael, and they're both constant guides for me. So they kind of live up there. What else we got? In the center here, we've got the 6 cards. There's the line, and then there's the one above. That's the whole moon. These are my monthly cards. So at the beginning of the year, this year, I way overstretched, and I did 6 decks of the year ahead. And so last year I did a year ahead, and I just used the Wild Unknown, which is this rose card, the first one there right underneath the dragonfly. And it was the first time I'd done a year ahead spread, and I swear, like, it was so accurate that even ahead of time, there were things that it caused association with in my mind, and I thought, oh, that's going to be sad. And sure enough, like, you know, various things happened that it aligned with that. And so this year, in January, I did the year ahead for this year, but I wanted to also get different sort of themes. So I did more decks as well. So the Wild Unknown is still my main theme card for the month. And then next to it, you've got Wildwood, and that was additional information for that first card, sort of like a supplemental card. Next to it, you've got the Goddess Oracle, and that, I'm trying to remember. So that was the goddess energy to connect with that month. Then you've got the Crystal Mandala Oracle, which is actually part of my course with Alana Fairchild. And that was, what was that one? That was the healing that I needed to do that month, focus on. And next to it, you've got Alana's Sacred Rebels Oracle, and that's the self-care that I would benefit most from that month. And above there, you've got the Woman Runes Oracle, and that's my word of the month. And what I did there was I drew the card, and then I'd read the entry for that card and see what struck me. So what word in there seemed to really feel appropriate, and then that was my word for the month. It's been really lovely. I really like that very much. And my birthday, so there's my mother-in-law's birthday card, and I really liked it. Just some notes to myself. Consider the box was because I keep seeing ways in which definitions of other people's have really been defining my ability to conceive of different options. And so, let's see if I can remember who said it. there's somebody recently, it might have been Alana, I'm not positive, talking about the box that, I think it might have been Lee Harris, talking about the box that you're in. If you put someone in a box, they will either shrink or expand to fill it. And the idea of that we fill our space, and we have to pay attention to that space. Is it restricting you or helping you? And then also for me, the definitions that I buy into act as a box for me as well. And I'm very much one that's about sort of the idea of restriction being unpleasant and sort of all around. And so I'm always trying to figure out ways to make things, I don't know, healthier. Anyway, let's see. We've got I don't even know how to focus. Let's see if I can do that. All right. Tarot journal card of the week. There's a really nice tarot journal. I will put the description link for this in the description for sure, because it's a really neat Etsy printable that I think is really great for people trying to learn tarot. It focuses on one card each week and it asks different questions related to it. And then you journal at the end of that week about a question that is sort of overarching for it. It's really nice. Okay, and some pictures of the family. Yeah, it's some lovely art. Like there's a number of gifts on here that I really love and are very meaningful for me. Up here, we've got various animal guides, including that awesome zebra-ish thing in the back. This guy is beautiful. I got him at Texas Art a long time ago. He's just fabulous. So this mermaid picture is supposed to be my bathroom, but I've never found a waterproof frame for it. So it sits there. And then my dad's picture, it just really wanted to be with me at one point. I was like, okay, you can sit right there. And then this painting is by my mom. I really love that painting. It's enormous. It's been punctured, but I love it, and it needs a place in my home. And some prints. I have way too many prints, but these I really enjoy. Thank you everybody for joining us. This little look at my desk, the way it is at this very moment. I will work on getting a tripod, maybe. We'll see. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Love.